welcome back to Samie Talks. Sorry I've been so inconsistent with the videos. Just a lot of things going on, family stuff, work stuff. I've been trying to spend a lot more time with my little sister. Last week she went to Paris Island for Marine boot camp, and I am so proud of her. She is awesome. And I had a little break from work, all that stuff, so I'm feeling refreshed, recharged, and I don't want to slap anyone. And the rest of the time, I've just been too lazy to put on makeup and make a video. But obviously, no makeup, I look like crap. Whatever. With the stuff that I talk about on this channel, I don't really think makeup is necessary. Because I get pretty raw, naked, and vulnerable with my thoughts. So today's video is basically about defining yourself by your, oh man, I'm having such a brain fart today, I cannot think worth anything. Your diagnosis. Being defined by your diagnosis. So here's a little bit of background on why I'm making this video in particular. So close to 10 years ago, I was a senior in high school, and I had my first trip to a mental hospital. Before this, I was diagnosed with depression and ADHD at 10, but that was back in the days where ADHD was like popping. It wasn't new at all, but that was just like at the time where they loved to diagnose kids with ADD. They love to just pimp out the Adderall and the whatever else medicines for that. But this is where it actually affected me. I was at the mental hospital, inpatient. They just told me, oh yeah, you're bipolar. I don't really agree with how they did it, but they're the experts. I saw the book of how they diagnose people like 2 years ago. It makes sense. So after I got out of there, I was just about immediately back in school. And it was so weird for me because I felt like I had this giant sign over my head saying bipolar. And that's how I really started to think of myself, because I had phone privileges back. I was looking at bipolar all the time. And I felt like this monster. You know, I was gone from school for 2 months. I was curious who would notice I was gone. What do I tell them when I come back? I was so nervous. And then I would go from like that at school to being at home, where my family seemed kind of nervous to have me back. They were just watching out for me, like, oh, now we know. So what's Samantha going to do? What's she going to say? How is she going to react to all of this A, B, C, D through Z? And it was terrible. You know, like that time around, I felt worse getting out of the hospital than when I came in. When I came in, I was just mad at someone, and they kind of got revenge on me. But after that, I just lived the diagnosis as if that was all I was. All I was bipolar. That was in my mind for so long. Whenever I was talking to my family, all I could see was that they saw me bipolar. I thought that that's all I was. That's all they saw me as. They didn't see me as Samantha. They didn't see me as like somebody, like this sweet person that they know, who loves their family, good person. I just didn't think they could see that. So I just defined myself as only that for years. And that made being around my family so uncomfortable. That made me talk about it uncomfortably. You know, if I was getting to know someone, I just wanted to bite the bullet before I even like that person. Say, hey, by the way, I was diagnosed bipolar. Because if I liked someone, got to know them, and then waited to tell them and they just left me, that would feel even worse for me. So I felt like this creature. And that's horrible. Guys, it took me like, I want to say at least 5, 6, 7 years to stop defining myself like that. I tried to live life. I tried to make the best decisions. And then I eventually joined a support group in Memphis. I mean, there's only 2 support groups for bipolar depression in Memphis, so that's not really hard to tell which one I went to. There's NAMI, and then there's DBSA, National Alliance of Mental something, and then Depression Bipolar Support Alliance. And when I went to those groups, I felt great because people understood me. But I noticed, you know, they kind of define themselves too. And that's a shitty way to live. How do you see yourself as a person going through the mental illness when that's all you're feeling and that's all you see about yourself? It's really hard to see yourself as a person when your mind and your body reacts to things so differently than it should. Time went by, and I learned many different coping mechanisms, which I came up with a few more for anxiety, because I would love to say that I've kicked anxiety's ass. I have so much less public anxiety than I used to, because I tried different things. Some I came up with, some I just Googled and looked cool. But I'll try to wrap this up. When you have a mental illness, if you let it define you, it will eat you up. That will be all you can see yourself as. If you're newly diagnosed, please know that is not who you are. That's just a part of, I guess, how you deal with the world. You know, it's a part of you, but it's not who you are. You have to separate that. If you let it define you, it will destroy you. Trust me, I know. It's destroyed me on several occasions. It has completely taken over my life on several occasions. I thought that I couldn't make any friends. I shouldn't even be outside. It kept me from being in relationships. It kept me from going for goals. Because I'm bipolar, so why try? Or I was diagnosed bipolar and depressed, so why try? I have anxiety, so I shouldn't try to go into Walmart and shop for one thing. That's going to control your whole life if you let it define you. Beautiful things when you look beyond that scary, scary diagnosis. And you try harder and harder and harder, day by day, step by step, to overcome that. I've overcome bipolar and anxiety and even a little bit of schizophrenia. You know, I have steps that I take when I see and hear things at night. But that's only if I go so long without sleep. But still, it feels really good to learn to love myself. Everybody needs to learn who they are. And I'm not going to tell you how to do that because it just depends on you. Google. Like, we all obsessively Google search. Make this a good Google search. Ways to get to know yourself. Ways to love yourself. Ways to treat yourself. You don't have to spend money to do something for yourself. I do laundry for myself. That feels good. I love me so much I got some clean clothes. That's something, okay? Getting a taco at Taco Bell. I treat myself. It doesn't take much. So, wrapping up, please do not define yourself by one category or one diagnosis. That is not all you are. As humans, we are so complex, and it is awesome and beautiful. We have our own likes, our own dislikes, beliefs. We're just different. That's a beautiful thing. There's things that you can do that not many people can't. Discover who you are beyond what a doctor tells you. And that will make you feel so much better. And you can learn about yourself as a person. And boom goes confidence. Alright? So, I'm going to do my 1-year caregiver check-in Friday. Maybe y'all see something pretty if it's not raining Friday night or Saturday morning. But y'all have a great day and stay strong.